Hey guys, it's Stan and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. So, today we're going to be talking about will we be able to actually see $80 or cheaper booster boxes again? We haven't seen these for a long time, and I know a lot of people are starting to speculate now that Battle Styles is starting to really bottom out. It's starting to get into those high 80s, low 90s. And I've been getting some questions from various people asking, do I think we're going to see $70 booster boxes again? Now, here's the thing. In order to answer that question, we need to actually take a dive into what causes a $70 booster box. And it's a pretty big combination of things. It's a simultaneous increase in supply and a decrease in demand. It's what it can be summed up into, but really it's a market inefficiency at the end of the day. So let's actually break it down, make it real easy for you guys. Every time those booster boxes have tanked to that price, it is because, one, the set is usually on the weaker side, or people get burned out on it for various reasons. Maybe there was a lot of hype surrounding it, but then the substance just kind of started to dissipate. Or maybe it was really good in its own right already, but there was just so much of it, people started getting tired of it. Or the third one, it's just terrible from the get-go. Crimson Invasion, Steam Siege, the ones everyone knows. Then combine that with a delayed reaction from Pokemon. So a card store is able to very quickly react. They can get stuff done. And if you want to break it down even further, I can react way faster than a card store because I'm one person. I'm not an operation. A card store can't just turn around and say, okay, we are going to cancel our 12 booster boxes of Battle Styles from the distributor. They can't. Because when that happens, the distributor is going to get upset with them, and they might either shut down the account if it's bad enough, if it's a big enough order, or they're going to remember this from now on, and they will show them less favoritism whenever they're getting allocated products. Oh, I remember you canceled these boxes on me, and I got stuck holding the products, which remember, distributors are paying for these. They're not just getting them for free. They also have a business to run. I remember that, so, alright, we're getting allocations. Your account qualifies you for 10% of what you requested. I'm only going to give you 5% because of what you did last time. Because remember, distributors are people too. They scalp just like stores. They scalp just like us. They do a lot of stuff. Now, combining that with, in Pokemon, typically I'd say it takes probably 2 or 3 sets for Pokemon to really start getting stuff going. Sometimes even 1, it depends. Where they start adjusting the supply for the demand. Perfect example, Vivid Voltage into Champion's Path. So, Vivid Voltage came out. Nowhere near enough supply. Nowhere near enough. We got to Champion's Path. Didn't change at all. Nowhere near enough supply. Shining Fates, Wave 1, nowhere near enough. Wave 2, however, there was enough. Battle Styles. Wave 1 wasn't that bad. Prices were high because it was the first main set since Vivid Voltage, but the prices came under control relatively quickly when Wave 2 and 3 started rolling out, as you can see. And now Chilling Grain, where is it at? 110. You can see how they're kind of slow to react. But if we started at, let's say, I'm just going to throw a number out there. You needed a 250,000 booster boxes for the US this time last year for every set. And that's how much it took for Vivid Voltage. And now, suddenly, the demand is doubled. It takes about 500,000 booster boxes in order to satisfy the demand. Now, let's say, theoretically, eventually, the demand decreases. It decreases to 350,000, because we have had growth. Keep that in mind. The growth in this hobby, I personally don't believe is going to go backwards. This is growth that is unchangeable. People are going to either keep an eye out on the hobby, people are going to stay here, we're going to have people who leave and then come back. The hobby population isn't going back down. That's why I argue many prices are not going to go back down to 2020 levels. And so, back to what I was saying. 350,000. Pokemon is going to keep supplying those 500,000. Maybe the amount's even higher and they're still escalating up. Eventually, there's going to be this massive disconnect between the demand and the supply. when that occurs, Pokemon is still going to take 1, 2, maybe even 3 sets to really notice it and course correct. In that time, those sets are going to be demolished. Whether they're good or bad is going to be irrelevant, because up to a certain point, the marginal benefit of getting those booster boxes, you don't care anymore to have them. You just don't want them. Maybe they'll take up too much space, because I see that's a big complaint about people. Maybe the growth rate of them is going to be too slow to really have it. The opportunity cost is going to outweigh the benefit. We don't know, and it's going to tank those prices. And that is really the root of what it takes to tank the prices of these items. Let me take you guys back to Evolutions. Evolutions was the first allocated set in Pokemon. At least to my knowledge, I believe it might have even been the first one in history, since WotC. And basically, stores were not able to go there and go, okay, I want 10 cases of Evolutions, because Evolutions was that popular. People wanted Evolutions as much as they wanted, I would argue Hidden Fates. Maybe Hidden Fates more, but the comparison, you get the comparison. They couldn't get it. Distributors then turned around, put their orders in with Pokemon. Pokemon took a couple months to finally get those printers up and running, get them all ready, get them to the distributors, and the distributors to the card stores. By that point, the demand had tapered off so much, tons of card stores were starting to cancel their orders with distributors, and distributors were getting stuck with the products. You want to really go digging? Look at one of Rudy's old card store videos. I think it's Revenge of Card Store. Money is for opportunities like this. Like, you'll have to look through them. He bought a ridiculous, I believe it was, might have been like, I'm not sure. I think it was a couple hundred, alright? Probably bordering on 1,000. Like, it was a ton of booster boxes he got in sleeve blisters because of how delayed the system was. And he got them at a steal because everyone got screwed during that time. Rudy was selling 36 booster pack lots, shipped, by the way, like the shipping was included in the price, for $70. That's how much it was going for. Can we see that with a set like this again, with Battle Styles, with Chilling Reign, and the bigger question everyone wants to know, with Evolving Skies? I think it's possible with Battle Styles. I think it could be possible with Chilling Reign, depending on how much is coming down the pipeline. If it's bigger than Battle Styles, I think Chilling Reign might get hit harder than Battle Styles. Evolving Skies is another beast entirely. Evolving Skies, as it stands, looks like a behemoth. We got the Eevee heroes in it. We got a Rayquaza coming in it. Considering Rayquaza's the box art, or one of the pack arts, I'm anticipating an alternate art. We have Gyarados, a Gen 1 Pokemon, which should possibly get an alternate art. I'm hoping he does. And even if the supply is double what the demand is, like there's a massive disconnect, I could not see those boxes slipping below into the low 70s shipped, honestly, because if we look at the sets that really got hit hard during that time. No, I take that back. I could potentially see that happening. Why? Generations. Generations slipped into a $1 a booster pack. You heard right. $1. Card stores were trying to liquidate that stuff hard. And it's a very nice set. It's got Poke-Kayun. It's a good set. People like it. It has the Radiant collection in it. Evolutions. It has base set reprinted. It fell into those prices. If you want to go digging further, I'm not quite sure what other sets have done it, but here's the thing. We've had a massive growth in the hobby. Usually, whenever you have massive growth like that, you're going to have an equal rubber band effect. It's going to hit hard. And possibly the booster boxes will go as low as it did back then. Theoretically, with how hard they went up, they could potentially go lower. But I will say this with certainty. I do believe Evolving Skies will dip below $100 eventually. The set is too strong. It's way too new. We are so close to the printers being max capacity. Pokemon has been trying their damnedest to keep those prices down. Hobby is slowing down. Pokemon is still printing at the capacities that they had before. I believe it's going to fall below $100. And call me an idiot for that. We will see what happens in a couple months. But I'm willing to bet that's what's going to happen. I can't tell you if it'll dip into the 70s because that is way too needle point. I can't do that. I may got a lot of stuff here, and I might have the balls to call people out, but none of them are crystal. So tell me, what do you guys think about this? Getting a little more insight into what it takes for getting the $70 booster boxes. Do you think we could actually see it? Now that you've heard my explanation for what I believe it takes to cause that form of damage, because believe me, it is damage. Card stores will go under if that happens. Card stores are paying high 80s. Some card stores are even paying in the 90s for booster boxes right now. So if it goes down into the 70s, let's say 75, booster box costs about $6, $7 to ship, plus their fees that they're going to have taken out. We're looking at like a 20, 30, maybe even 40% loss for card stores of all of their revenue or capital. They would no longer, that's 30-40% less buying power that they have for future Pokemon products. And that's kind of why part of me doesn't want it to go that low. Like, I'll absolutely profiteer off of it, but I don't want to see people get hurt like that, because that is going to be rough. Sorry I got off track at the very end. But tell me, do you guys think we could see it? How low do you think it is? Just throw a number out there. If you're wrong, who cares? You at least have the balls to throw it out there. So, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.